Hello crafters, thank you very much for tuning in my channel. Today's video I'm going to be showing you how to crochet a halter top. So what we need for this project is 3 balls of these 4-ply cotton, and this is 50 grams for each of these balls. And the hook that I use is 3mm, and you probably will also need a stitch marker as well as snipper. Okay, so today we're going to be using mostly the chain stitch, single crochet, double crochet, and V-stitch. So this is the bra cup. We're going to need 2 of those. So depending on your cup size, you'll make it a little bit bigger to fit yourself. And if you need to make it smaller, then just make that the first chain, make it a little bit longer actually, then your bra will be smaller. Okay, so we're going to be starting with a chain of 10. Like I said, if you need to make smaller cup, then you make longer chain. So if smaller one. So in this case, I'm making it as a C cup, and if you need to make a B cup, then just make it into, I would make it into about 15 stitches. Chains, start with chain of 15. So here we did chain 11, and then we'll do 10 single crochet on each side. Okay, so when you get to the end, chain 1, turn it over, and then single crochet all the way up. So you should have now still 10 stitches. So when you get to the center stitch there, what you want to do is work 3 single crochet. So that's the 10th or 11th stitch because that's the center one. So at that stitch, you're going to put in 3 single crochets. And make sure you mark the second single crochet that you just did, and that's going to serve as your center stitch or the center point. Okay, one more single crochet in that stitch, and then we'll single crochet all the way down to the bottom there. Okay, so you should have 11 stitch, so one more. Okay, chain 1, turn it over, and then single crochet again. So now you should have 12 stitches on each of the sides. Okay, when you get to the center there, that will be your 13th stitch, and 3 single crochet. So you only increase in the center stitch. So always do 3 single crochet and mark the middle stitch, the second one, and that's going to be served as your center for the next round. Okay, now that we have 2 rows of single crochet on each side, we're going to work on the double crochet. We're going to start double crochet in this one instead. So again, double crochet on each of the stitch and increase only at the center stitch, and that's 3 stitches at the center. So basically for the cup size, the longer the chain and the less the row, the cup will be smaller and not as deep. But if you need to make your cups bigger, then you would make the chain shorter and more rows. So this way your cup will be deeper. In my case, I make the top for myself, so it was supposed to fit me, but I needed my friend to model it for me, and her chest is just a little bit larger than mine. So this is why you see that at the beginning, in the picture, when she's modeling it for me, her top is a little bit smaller. So it's always a good idea to fit on yourself before you continue. Okay, now that we finished our cup and it fits, so we're going to finish off with the edging, and here we're going to do chain 4. Just turn it around and skip 1 stitch, double crochet. Okay, and chain 1, skip a stitch and double crochet, and just repeat the pattern until we get to the other end of the cup. Okay, now that we get to the end, we're going to turn over and we'll do 3 double crochet in that chain 1 space. Okay, and then we'll do single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And we'll do 3 double crochet in the next stitch, so that the pattern for the shell is 3 double crochet, 2 single crochet. Okay, so now we're going to be joining the cups and start crocheting the body. So we're going to start from the inner edge of the cup, and we're just picking up our stitches. Basically what I'm doing, or single crochet in this. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm making two stitches in each of these double crochet row, and when I finish that, then I do chain. I just chain all across the back. So this will be the top back of your halter, of the back of your halter, and again, fit it on yourself and gauge and measure it and see how long that you need it for. And obviously, you know, if you're bigger, then make it a little bit larger or longer chain, and if you're not as large, then make the chain shorter. and you would pick up or join with the other side of the cup on the outer edge of that of the bra cup. Okay, so it's always a little bit harder to pick up your stitches the first row, but once it's done, just make sure that you're consistent if you're like where you're picking up those stitches, so that it looks consistent when it's done. Okay, now that you're done with the first row, we're going to turn it over, chain 3, turn it over, and then we're going to do 8 double crochets. So one on each stitch, 8 stitches of double crochet. Okay, so what we're doing now is double crochet 2 together. The reason I'm doing that is because I wanted to put some more depth under the cup, and also because my chain was a little bit slightly long, and so I need to make it a little bit smaller. So this is why I'm doing that. The 2 double crochets underneath of the cup. And when you get to the chain, just double crochet all across. So now we get to the other side, we're simply mirroring what we just did with the other side of the cup. Okay, next row, we'll do 3 V-stitches. So a V-stitch is double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet in the same space. Okay, so again, the V-stitch is, we'll skip 1 space, and we'll do a V-stitch. V-stitch is double crochet, and chain 1, and double crochet in the same space. Okay, now that we're finishing up the V-stitch, we're going to skip 1 space and do 8 double crochet, 1 in each of the stitch. Coming around to the back side of the halter, we're going to be working only V-stitches. Okay, again, 1 V-stitch in an alternate space. Okay, so now that we finished the back side, coming to under the cup, we're going to start again with 8 double crochet underneath of the cup. After the 8 double crochet, we're going to be working 3 V-stitches. Again, the V-stitch is in alternate space. And you double crochet the 3 remaining stitches. Okay, so when you finish this row, every row that you're going to be working on is just repeating the same pattern. Now that you have your desired length for your halter, what I'm doing now is I'm crocheting the flaps in the middle, the center of in my halter, so that I can put buttonhole. And with this, just be careful with your tension. You don't want it to be too tight or too loose, because then your flap is going to be either too tight or too long. So just make sure you check yourself once in a while. So for my flap, what I did was that I just single crochet every row and every stitch, and I'm doing this for 4 rows. So now on the right side of the flap, I'm going to be making buttonholes. So on the buttonhole for the third row, what I'll do is I will chain 2, skip 2 space, and single crochet for 10 stitches, and then again do the same thing, chain 2, skip 2 spaces, and 10 single crochet. And I'll finish that flap with another row of single crochet. So there you have it, the buttonholes on the right and buttons on the left side of the flap. So to finish up, we're going to do some edging, and we'll edge the bottom of the halter, the bottom, and work our way up to the right hand side of the flap, because the left side is going to have buttons, so we're not going to bother with the edging for that. Again, the edging is 3 double crochets in 1 stitch and separated by 2 single crochets. 3 double crochets in 1 stitch, separate by 2 single crochet, and continue until you get to the very top of your sweater. Okay, now I'm going to be making this, showing you how to do the straps. So what I did was that I marked the center back of the halter. So we put a marker there and mark the back, and I'll work 5 double crochets across in the center there, 5 double crochets in the center. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to crochet 5 inches of strap from the center. Okay, and then when that 5 inches is done, then I'm going to split that and make 2 little straps, 2 thinner straps going to the cups. So if you're making the halter for yourself, make sure you measure the cup size, the bodice, and make sure that it fits before you continue. And now that we're finishing up the strap, it's important for you to make sure that the strap it's long enough or not too long. So make sure that it's the right length for you, because once it's on, you won't be able to adjust it after that. Well, I hope you like this pattern, and I hope you're having fun doing it. Thank you very much for watching my video. And if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe so that you can get notification of my upcoming videos. Thank you.